There is a Jewish proverb that says, when you rule with your head more than your heart, then you're a king. But if you rule with your heart more than your head, then you're a fool. Which means if you rule more with your intellect more than your feelings and emotions, then you're king. But if you rule with your emotions and your feelings more than your intellect, then you're a fool. Now, the Democrats rule with their emotions and their feelings. Everything is filtered through that. So, I can articulate 3 instances of this. Okay? One, and this was, I believe it was quite a few years ago. Well, Chris Christie, who I consider is a Rhino or a Rhino, Republican in name only. Okay? He accused President Trump of being a coward because he did not attend the debates. But Trump was being diplomatic, he was being realistic, and Trump thought with his head, not with his heart. So while Chris Christie is thinking with his emotions, he's a coward, he thinks with feelings. That's not true. So Chris Christie's a fool for thinking that Trump was acting like a coward. That's a Democrat way of thinking. That's a fool's way of thinking with their head, with their heart, not their head. Then, while Trump was president and they were in the Oval Office and they were working out a deal, and Pelosi and Schumer, who were both Democrats, wanted to make a deal that Trump felt was a bad deal. So he said, I'm sorry, there's nothing to discuss, and very calmly walked out of the meeting. Schumer and Pelosi came out and accused Trump of acting like a child throwing a tantrum, and he walked out in a huff. Again, that's all feelings. That's all emotions. That's all emotions. So Pelosi and Schumer, thinking like Democrats do with their feelings, and they process everything through feelings like Chris Christie did. So they were processing everything through an emotional filter, and out comes the accusation of Trump throwing a tantrum and walking out in a huff. When he was as calm as anything, he says, I'm sorry, this is a bad deal, I don't agree to it, I'm sorry, and he walked out. So if you consider something a bad deal and you walk out of the deal, that means that you're throwing a tantrum. If you think the deal is a bad deal and you don't agree to it and you don't want to do it. But that is what that side thinks. That's what the Democrats think. That's what the fools think. That's what people like Democrats who process everything through an emotional filter. Now get this. Recently, Trump's lawyer came out and she was appalled and disgusted by the judge's behavior of yelling at her and pounding the table. which is totally unprofessional for a judge who is supposed to be impartial, running a courtroom. In most times as this, judges usually bang the gavel and shout for order if someone else behaved that way. I've seen it happen many times when, whether it's someone in the gallery, plaintiff, or most likely the defendant, or someone, shouting and screaming and banging the table, the judge will bang the gavel. Order, order, order in the court. Have that person removed. The judge is not supposed to behave that way. So it's understandable that judge's attorney was shocked, appalled, and disgusted by that judge's behavior. And what does MSNBC and CNN analysts say about that? They were accusing the lawyer for being boo-hoo, they hurt my feelings, boo-hoo-hoo. That is unprofessional as a journalist. That is unprofessional as a political analyst. That is unprofessional as a television personality on the news. And again, that is the reaction of the Democrat, of the fool processing everything through emotional filters. So anyway, I just wanted to share that information with you. I yield back.